Hello, my name is Jocelyn. You have found my Schofield Studio page. This video answers the question, why do I go sharp or flat when singing? It could be a bunch of things. One, it could be that you're not paying attention and you're not listening or tuning to the instrument you're playing with. Most of the time singers are singing with a band or a piano and their tuning is set. So this piano, the tuning is set. It doesn't go sharp or flat. Some instruments have this issue as well, but the piano doesn't, and the guitar usually doesn't. The second reason might be that you have a lot of tension. Tension usually lowers pitch. So if you have a lot of tension, let's say you're singing this one, and you have a lot of tension, it's harder for your vocal cords to stretch out to notes when there's tension, and tension squeezes. So if you think about your vocal cords wanting to stretch out and your muscles around your throat pushing them in, that could be another reason that it's hard to stay high. If you're going sharp, it could be that you're too wound up, like you're putting too much energy into the pitch, and so you're pushing it sharp. It could be your vibrato. If you have a vibrato, so vibrato is like a shake in the throat. When you sing with vibrato, your pitch changes. To make vibrato, it's like goes a little bit sharp, a little bit flat. And if the center of that pitch isn't really locked in, it's easier to go sharp or flat when you're already varying the pitch. So if you're just practicing singing in tune, don't put in a vibrato, just keep it straight. And if you're practicing with a tuner, tuners help because they're like, I think of tuners as like calibrators, but if you're using a tuner, they're really, I would say, unforgiving when it comes to tuning, but you can really manipulate the pitch and see where you are. It's harder with vibrato to really lock in on the pitch. So when in doubt, don't sing with vibrato. And the last reason might be that you haven't done enough ear training to really know where the center of the pitch is. So the more ear training you do, the more in tune you're gonna sing. One caveat with singing in tune. Singing in tune is also relative. If you are in Western music, you're in A440, which means the A, the frequency is 440 hertz. Now, some orchestras tune to 442 or 443 hertz. So all of a sudden, your tuning that you've been practicing so hard changes a little bit. If you go back in time, like 200, 300, 400 years, orchestras tune to 414 or 432 or 430. So singing in tune is definitely relative to the instruments you're singing with and the time period you're in. So don't get too crazy with being so perfectly in tune. You want to be in tune and you want it to sound like the pitch you're trying to sing, but that pitch can change depending on the instruments you're playing with, the time period, and also your tuning might depend on how you're feeling that day. When I'm really amped up, I go sharp. When I am feeling low energy, I go flat. So don't be too hard on yourself if your tuning isn't perfect. You want it to be as close as possible, usually within like a quarter cent, and you want it to be very consistent with the instruments you're playing with. All right, I hope this is helpful.